All right, it's Greg with the Gale team. And so let's talk money. And look, there's three things we got to remember. One, we got to get attention, we got to keep attention, and we got to multiply attention. Now, that can be in anything. So let's put our attention on our money. When you focus on it, when you pay attention to it, it will grow. When you take your eye off of it, you're going to spend more, you're going to rack up debt, you're going to spend frivolously, and you're definitely not going to invest it in the right places. So I want you to pay attention to your money. Pay attention to the money, focus on the money, and then we will continue to amplify and multiply the money. So let's revisit the wealth cycle. So look, we first got to create our income. We've got to increase our income. We have to save, and we're not saving to save, we're saving to invest. Then we're going to create multiple flows, increase those flows to again save to invest, and then increase the number of flows. And then we come back to creating more income, right? That's why it's a cycle. That's why it's a circle. Look, I want to talk about real estate. And this is just a concept that I want you to understand. When you invest in the stock market, let's say, for example, and there's a $5,000 that you put in there, $25,000 you put in there, you're making money on the 25. Yet in real estate, let's just take the $25,000 example. You buy a house for, call it 500,000, and you put 5% down. Now you can put 3% down. But we'll go for 5 because that's my 25,000. That's 25,000. You're not making money on the 25. You're actually making money on the 500 because you bought an asset. So this 500,000 average appreciation right now is north of 10% in most areas. If we see any sign of recession, let's say unemployment goes up to say 4, that means you're going to probably see the stock market go down a little bit. Money's going to move into the bond market. The rates are going to go down and strengthen. And now you're going to see appreciation and rates stabilize or maybe go down a little bit. So if we think about it, this money is well protected right now. And I've used the term of real estate being a long-term investment, being like you're on the escalator that's just going up. Here's the escalator. But all the while, you've got this little yo-yo that's going up and down, right? So on the micro cycle, you got a little yo-yo. But then on the long term, you've got the escalator that's taking you way up here. So this 500, again, let's just conservatively say appreciation is at 10%, even though it's higher than that. Let's just say 10. So that means in a year, this house is now 550. I've gained 50 grand off my 25, doubled my money in a year, right? Let's just keep the same 50. I'm not going to go 10% off of 550 and then 10% off of 600. Let's just say simple math of 500. That means in 10 years, right? Let's go 5 years. 5 years, that's $250,000. So the house is now worth 750. I've added 250 grand to that number. That's like half of the house, right? I've grown by 50%. My $25,000 investment, I was gaining the money off of this number, not this number. So that's why this is so big and why you have so much more money, because you leverage the real estate. Not to mention you've paid down some of this balance through you managing the property and the principal and interest payment, right? But now I've got a lot of equity sitting here, right? Now, let's just say we're like, that's half right, that you even made 5%. So let's just take this and say, oh, Greg, let's just say I didn't make 250. Let's say I made 125, right? So now my house is worth 625. I still made 125 grand divided by the 5 years, 25K a year. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You put in 25 to get 125. That's if I'm half right. So if I'm fully right, you made 250. It's just insane what you can do with real estate. I can't do that in the stock market. I must do that with real estate. So think about it. When you're going to go invest in the real estate, talk to me. I'm happy to walk you through whatever price point it is and what that's going to look like down the road, right? I was talking to somebody the other day with a plan, and they were actually not going to have the property that long. It wasn't an area that was good for cash flow, so they were going to move in as a primary, wait a couple of years, and then sell it to get their next one because it wasn't a place to rent, a good place to rent. And I said, and that was through the realtor that mentioned that. I said, great. I said, maybe we pay less closing costs by increasing your interest rate. The bank will pay some of your cost. It's a strategy on how to come in with less money because I'm not going to have the property that long. On the flip side, if it's like, man, I'm going to have this a long time, I want to make sure I'm cash flowing. Let's see what average rents are in the area. And then let's see how much my payments are going to be per month to maximize my cash flow. That way I have all that extra income coming in. That goes back to this, my multiple flows of income, right? Where's that coming from? So again, reach out. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, comment down below. If you're on the gram, comment, share, follow. All right. Have a great weekend.